Breaking news update. LSAC just released 58 new prep tests without the logic game section for anyone taking the LSAT in August 2024 or beyond. These are currently available inside your LawHub account with your LawHub Advantage subscription. You get 58 new prep tests without the logic game section, along with new raw score conversion charts, aka the curve, for each of these exams. These 58 new exams are numbered from PrepTest 101 up to PrepTest 158. When you log into LawHub, you'll see two different options at the top. One for if you're taking the LSAT in June 2024 or earlier, and the other for if you're taking the LSAT in August 2024 or later. I should clarify here that these 58 new prep tests are not actually any new material. There are not any new questions. These are just old LSAT prep tests modified and reconfigured into the new LSAT format, including 2 logical reasoning sections and 1 reading comp section. Those 3 are all scored, along with 1 unscored extra experimental section of either logical reasoning or reading comprehension. And even this extra experimental section is just taken from a different prep test. So in other words, there were about 79 prep tests in the old version of LawHub, covering roughly prep test 19 up to exam 94, missing a couple here and there. LSAC then took those 70 something exams, removed the logic game section, then of course had only 3 sections remaining, so they had to divvy up some of the other tests for their logical reasoning or reading comp sections to then reinsert into those other 58 exams as extra experimental sections. The idea being they just want to give you an extra section so you can practice with what the 4-section test will be like on test day itself. Because of course on test day, you're going to have 3 scored sections, 2 logical reasoning, 1 reading comp, along with of course 1 unscored extra section of either reasoning or reading comp. So they're doing this to help you practice your endurance. Of course, they have rarely done this. They didn't do this ever prior to the pandemic. And then of course, with exams 90 through 94, they then of course started giving you an extra section because they realized that of course, people want to take the test like it's going to be on the day of the exam itself. I want to note, of course, that the rest of the interface is exactly the same as it always has been in LawHub. And this is the same material that previously was on the LawHub platform already, but in that new format with new scoring scales to match the format. If you're taking the LSAT in April or June, of course, you still have all the old exams on LawHub in the standard format. Like I said, you just got to choose which format you're taking at the top of LawHub when you log in. Of course, this is going to be a big headache for all the prep companies to renumber everything. It'll be a little bit confusing in the short term. And if they didn't add the extra section, of course, they could have kept the same numbering, but I understand what they're doing here. They want to help you get ready for test day itself. Of course, if you're brand new to the LSAT and you're taking the LSAT in August or later, I would not recommend doing exams in the current format with the old numbering, because you'll then later be reusing some material once they presumably remove the old exams from LawHub, and you don't want to get artificially inflated scores by seeing the exams in one format now and then the same material in a different exam later. So I'd recommend only using the August 2024 format in LawHub if you're taking the LSAT in August or later. Of course, you could use the current format and just skip logic games, but again, you have to run the risk of confusing yourself by redoing material later. I'm linking below a spreadsheet that's been floating around that helps you translate from the old exams into the new exams. So you'll see, for example, logical reasoning from PrepTest 36 is now going to be in a different exam from 101 to 158 in the new numbering system to help you clarify and avoid any confusion regarding what material that you may have already seen. Of course, there's a decent chance that PrepTests 1 to 18 will no longer be available after the June test because they're not in LawHub, and they are presumably not going to be in LawHub anytime soon. They will likely go out of print, and so I'd recommend getting those books on Amazon now. Most of those exams are available in the original 10 actual official LSAT prep tests book that has a green cover. It's about $20. Again, I expect this book will go out of print in the long term, so get it now if you want to do every exam ever released, if you're worried about running out of material. Anyway, folks, that's all for now. I hope you found the video helpful. If you did, please do me a favor and share it with someone who needs to see it. I don't do any advertising for this channel. I rely only on word of mouth to help get the word out. And so your sharing a link to this video really does make a difference. And if you're taking the LSAT in April or June or August or beyond, there are a variety of ways I could support you. And I'm looking for a couple of students aiming to achieve a 170 plus on the LSAT in the next 3 to 6 months for an intensive one-on-one coaching program. If you're interested in finding out more, please check out the links below this video to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.